Hello my fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and today I'm going to be making a card for you. Well, for you, with you, whatever. I'm going to be playing with some new goodies I've got in, so that's always fun. Let's have a look at what I've got planned, shall we? So, I've got two pieces of the Tim Holtz cardstock here, the watercolor cardstock from Distress. I'm going to use this huge Hugs sentiment. I've got some new embossing folders in. I've got this one, the what's it called? It's got a name. I know it's got a Reptile. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one, and that's called Cracked. But it's sort of a wood grain. So I'm going to do something I saw Tim do. So better steal it, right? So let's have a go. I'm going to be playing with the mica stains. I've got 3 colors of mica stains. I think some are from last year, some are from this year. And I'm going to spray them on here. And I'm going to spritz this with water first. Then I'm going to shake the bazinga out of these. Because otherwise you will clog them up. I will shake these and then I'll be back. So I will just start to spritz. I just love these mica stains. I think it's beautiful color. So, I'm just spritzing on there. Spraying them with water to get some movement in the mica, which is lovely. There we go. And then, you can let this air dry, of course, but I don't have time for that. So I will just dry them on my mat. Now, if there are puddles that I don't like, I will just take a cloth and take that off, dab it off, and then continue to dry. Because these puddles will sometimes can create it not to dry nicely. So look at that shine. These are dry enough. Now I'm going to use this. I'm going to spray that a bit with water and just pull my fingers through and take my background and dab it in there. Just randomly, sort of tap it in there so you get the different colors of mica stain to make little droplets. Then I will dry this again. I don't know if you can see it, but you really get different texture. The light is really shining on it, but there you go. You see? Different texture. So that's nice. And this one as well. Now I want a bit more texture, so what I'm doing is I'm going to flatten out my paper. And I'm just going to spritz a bit on there. And then I'm going to take some paper towel. Because the paper towel will really absorb the color, where a cloth just takes off the moisture. So I will just do that. You see? And again, that will give it some more texture. You see? I know it's a bit hard to see with the glare of the lights from the mica, but yeah. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, now just gonna dry them a bit more. And what I will also do is with the darkest color. I will just splatter a bit on there, coming from the tube, because why not? Just to give it a bit more contrast. Now I have to decide which one I want to use for what. I'm going to die cut from this one, and this one I will put through my embossing machine, or my die cutting machine. So I'm going to spritz the back of this just a couple of times. I'm going to place that into my folder, close it up, and I'm going to run this through. So let's have a look. Look at that. This is already gorgeous. See that? I love this. And it's cracked a bit, but yeah, that's really not an issue for me. I love that effect. Okay, next what I'm going to do is with Distress Archival, I'm going to swipe over this part of the embossing folder. So I'm just applying this on the raised areas, and then I'm going to find the spot where this one was. You put it on there and you just feel it click into place. There we go. I'm going to close this up and run that through again. Now let's have a look. You see what that did? It pressed that archival ink into the embossing folder. But I want that a bit more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a different color of archival. So I want it a bit darker, so I'm going to take ground espresso. Let's have a look what that is doing. It has done its job. It's accentuated the valleys fairly, so to say. But let's put this back in its place. So next I'm taking my other piece, the same color, and I'm just gonna run this one through my die cutting machine. I want the word hugs, so that will be on there, and I will cut out the word hugs once more, and this one out of white card. So I'm going to cut the word and the shadow layer. So I've got the word hugs and I've cut that out 3 times, 2 times in white. So let's glue those together. And this big bold sentiment really lines up so easy. So that's no rocket science. Got filthy hands, but you won't see that. So, and then I will just add the top layer to that. And the cut layer we've cut out of the same colors that we made with this mica sprays. Mica stains, I should say. And then I've got to decide, do I want this in white? I think so. I like that. So I will just put this on. I like the brightness of the white with it. It really brights it up. There we go. And you've got the dimension because of the different layers of the cardstock underneath. So that's cool. I'll put a block on that to give that some pressure. And then it's time to assemble the card in a minute. So this panel now is 4 1/4. So I will trim that down to 4. And 5 1/2. So that'll be 5 1/4. Just to make it a tiny bit smaller. So I've got a card base here that is standard US A2. So, and I've trimmed my panel to fit that with a small border. So first layer is on there, which is the cracked wood. There we go. That's that one. I love how it turned out. Oh, sorry, I saw a glimpse in my screen there. Love it. So that is on there. Next, I'm taking the big word, and I'm gonna use some thick foam to adhere that. I just want that to stand out a bit more from the background. So this foam is perfect for that. So I've got all sorts of little pieces on there. So let's peel off that backing. So what I'll do is I put a bit of glue on the back of this, and that will give me some wiggle time to put it down, because, well, I don't want to mess it up now. So I'm just gonna do this, I think, a bit to the bottom. Let me have a look, like so. Then I'll commit and press that down. Now, there's a lot of work in this card, but I'm going to keep it quite simple, because I love the background, I love the sentiment. I just want to put some dewdrops on there, and these are from, I don't know, is it a brand? Craft Consortium. The price is on there. And what I'll do is I'll just take a few of these drops and put them on there. So I've got a nice little trail of those dewdrops, and I think this will finish my card, because I love it. It doesn't need much more. I think this is fun. This is the finished result. Look at the texture. This embossing folder is yummy. I love the sentiment as well, which was, I didn't know if I mentioned that, it was from Waffle Flower. It's called the Oversized Hugs Print Die. Yeah, like that. Doesn't need much more. I love the background. Nice guy for nice guy for a card. Nice card for a guy. Top folding. Love it. So that was it for today, guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so yet, please consider to subscribe to my channel. That would really make me happy. And yeah, fairly, that was it for today. I'd love to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. See you then. Bye.